program with PHP HTML language to generate an n numbers with probability mass function of two events, and that is P1 with a chance of 1/3 and P2 with a chance of 2/3. So basically, if we put n as 100, then the computers will occurs the events 100 times. Of course that the events has two kind of possibility, and that is the P1 and the P2, as I told you before that the chance is. And I'm going to use the inverse transform method to make the proportion good. Move on to the application that I'm going to use, and that is XMPP. As you can see, I have already installed it. So we're going to need to run this XMPP first. There you go. To the tab of manage servers, and we need to start it all. It is already starting actually, so we just need to restart it all. Okay. It could take a kind of bit long time, so while we're at it, we're going to the text edit. And as you all know, in the Macintosh, text edit is usually saved as with the extension of .txt, and what we need is .php, so we need to change it first. Here in the preferences, so click the preferences, in the tab of new document with a subheading of format, there is a radio button. No, yeah. Choose plain text rather than rich text, because with plain text we can create files that don't contain formatting, so we freely to choose which extensions we were going to use. And in the tab of open and save, click this thing, checklist this, so we can display HTML files as HTML code instead of formatted text. So it's done for the text edit now. And the XMPP is already running also, so we're going to look at the program that I have already made before here in the desktop. I make 2 pages of the program because it needs an input, so I'm just using a form in a page 1. So in this page you're going to make an input text with the name of the variable batas with a form action. If it's submitted, it's going to PMF.php, and that is the other pages. You can see here, this is the HTML head title, this is the enclosing of head, this is the body, this is the form with an action of PMF.php with the method post. Now it is how many times the event is going to occur, and then an input type task with the name of variable batas, and then input type of submit. So this is the enclose of form, this is the enclose of body, this is the enclose of HTML. Okay, now move on to the other program. Now, this is the main program. I'm using PHP. This is the opening of the PHP, and this is the enclosing one. This is you making a variable called batas from the post that we made before here with the name of variable batas also. And this is the P1 variable. This is the event number 1 with a chance of 1/3. I didn't use the event of P2 because it's going to be rather other than this event, so I'm not really need it to put it here. And this is the sum of the event 1. This is the variable of sum of the event 2. I'm using a recursive, not the recursive. I'm using a loop 4 with a variable of g to 1, from 1 to batas with an increment state. So in this 4, As you can see here, I'm making a random variable with this command, with this script, or whatever you might want to call it, is getting a random numbers between 0 to 1. Of course, it's a decimal. So yeah, after getting the random numbers, it's going to echo it what numbers it is, and then it's going to go through a condition, and that is if the variable random is less than the chance of p1, that means that the event occur this time is going to be p1. It's going to be event 1. Other than that, it's going to be event 2 or p2. So basically, I'm making a lot of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and so on, with batas that is going to be inputted. Make a variable random. How many? Based on how many batas we have, and then each of the random variable is going to be true. It's going through the conditions here, so it's going to be determined whether it is event 1 or event 2, and that is the enclosing of 4. And the last thing is just to point out how many event 1 occurred and how many times that the event 2 occurred, and that is all about the program. Now, going through to the running. So since it is a PHP and I don't use it, and I use XMPP, these both things need to be saved in here. Go to the application XMPP and then to htdocs and put it here somewhere, because I like to be organized. I make a new folder here. Let's name it probability mass function. Then put the both of the program here. It is done. Now, since the XMPP is already turned on, we can go through the browser. The browser is localhost to call the htdocs in XMPP. Oh yeah, sorry. It's kind of hard to just say is tutorial. Let's just name it tutorial. Okay, localhost tutorial, and then the program that we want to call first, that is PMF. PMF.php. This is it. This is the form that we need to input. So let's test it one. Submit query. So this is the output. With first time it occurred, it has a number of 0.89 and so on. That is determined as the event number 2, and this is it. The sum of event number 1 is 0, sum of event number 2 is 1. So if we try to make it 10, it is also generated 10 times. So there is 10 numbers, and it is going to be determined whether it is event number 1 or event number 2, and that is the sum of both events. It's not going to be so far from 1/3 and 2/3, because as you can see, from 10 time it occurs, event number 1 half 2 times occurred, and even number 2 has 8 times occurred. So it's not going to make a lot of difference than the chances, because using the inverse transform method to make the proportion is good. And it also can be seen if we put a lot of times it occurred. For example, 1,000 times. So as you can see, 350 to 650. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to be so far from that. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching my videos. It is actually to complete a task from my college, so if you really do enjoy watching, I could make another video about this. Just subscribe my channel and leave a comment below. Thank you very much. If you have any question, remember, just comment below. And that is all. Thank you very much.